Good day, brave souls and wildlife aficionados. Get ready to be amazed by the fierce rivalries, animal brawls, and heart-pounding hunting moments on Wild Battle. The lioness spotted another prey and was preparing for the attack. However, it was slightly taken aback when it realized that the wildebeest was not an easy target. Swiftly seizing the initiative, the horned creature initiated a chase after its assailant, and even some friends joined in the pursuit. The giraffe, despite its outward calmness, is not an animal to mess with. For instance, this overly persistent rhinoceros received a swift kick to the nose just for trying to provoke the long-necked neighbor. Apparently, one of the buffaloes turned out to be a fierce champion of justice. It bravely rushed to help its relative and repeatedly gored the lioness, tossing it into the air. The predator did not expect such a strong resistance and was forced to retreat in disgrace. A hungry leopard, spotting a porcupine, will surely attempt to make it its prey. However, such confrontations usually don't end well for the predator. It typically remains with an empty stomach and pierced limbs. Meanwhile, the porcupine carries on with its business. Two young bisons engaged in a confrontation, seeking to determine who was stronger and more dominant. Their sparring could have gone on for eternity, but suddenly, one of the giants unexpectedly backed off, deciding to retreat. It seemed that it had no chance of claiming a dominant role in the herd with such an approach. The beginning of the scene didn't seem to foreshadow any trouble until two bears decided to test their strength. The larger bear attempted to deliver crushing blows, like Tyson. The smaller one, on the other hand, managed to withstand the fierce onslaught of its opponent. The result? A draw. For some reason, these two antlerless moose believed that serious confrontations between tough guys should look like this. They waved their hooves a bit, engaged in a staring contest, and that's enough. Time to go and relax. The hippopotamus set itself the goal of eating fresh crocodile meat for dinner. It tried to catch the dodgy reptile this way, and all attempts failed, so someone had to go to bed hungry. The mongoose versus the cobra. Because of its uncommonness in the form of hunting poisonous snakes, mongooses are very much loved in India and are very frequently kept as pets. For the local population, the value of the mongoose is not so much in value as a kind of guardian of the human dwelling from various kinds of snakes. As you can see, the cobra immediately rose to the attack stance, all the time keeping the enemy in front, because if it even for a second turns away, it will immediately grab for the head of the nimble mongoose. There is a myth that the mongoose is not afraid of cobra venom, but it has virtually no immunity. If the snake bites it, it can die. In our case, the cobra was more nimble and managed to bite it right on the nose, and that was the end of their fight. The fate of this brave mongoose is unknown. Now there are the mustangs, or wild horses, the symbol of the American Wild West. There's a strict hierarchy within wild horse society, and it's dangerous to be elected on such a social ladder. The main male always serves as the protector of his group. It conducts constant patrols, searching for males who wish to mate with its mares. If another male is keen to join the herd, it's not so easy. The stallion leader will make life very difficult for it because it won't tolerate a trespasser. Balancing on two hooves, they start exchanging strokes. The muscles of the jaws are so developed that they can tear muscle tissue and even break bones. Another tactic is a blow with the hind hooves, the force of which is a ton. If such a blow hits the head, it's possible for it to be fatal. Let's start with a heartbreaking situation. A large anaconda strangled a baby calf. People just didn't have time to come to the rescue. The cow, which found its baby, tried for a long time to shake it with its muzzle, but it did not help it. People at that time tied the anaconda with ropes and tried to drag it across the river, but it looks like the cow realized what had happened and after the bite on its nose, it just got furious. You can see the real mother's rage. The cow started to take as much revenge as it could, trampling the snake with her hooves and muzzle. I think the anaconda is unlikely to be left alive, especially after what it did to the calf. Next is a slightly funny pigeon incident that took place in St. James Park in London, where the pelicans reside. One of the pelicans was starving and decided to eat a pigeon. Pelicans sometimes eat small birds, but they can even swallow a whole duck or a large fish. In our case, the meal was a success. The pigeon had almost no chance to get out. All of this was happening in front of a crowd of visitors who cheered the pigeon on in every way possible, yelling, "Get out!" But it never heeded their hints. One of the onlookers was 44-year-old photographer Paul, who captured the drama. According to him, after eating one pigeon, the pelican caught another and did the same to it. Lion versus leopard. Obviously, fights and battles between these predators are only possible for food, and in some cases, for territory. The weight of the leopard is 60 to 80 kilograms, so the lion can outweigh it by 3 times. The outcome of the clash is predictable, so leopards usually have to flee, and the lions act very carefully when clashing with leopards, not trying to kill, but only to chase away the unwanted guest. The battle between the two hoofed animals often ends in a complete total failure for one of them. This buffalo is trying with all its might to stay on its feet and retaliate for its public humiliation. But alas, its opponent is too strong to be dealt with one-on-one. This little gorilla became the instigator of a fight. After passing the baton to its larger companion, without hesitation, it lunges with fists at another primate who was peacefully observing the scene. As a result, a fight erupts in the best traditions of Mortal Kombat. However, it ends as quickly as it started. After venting their aggression, the primates calm down and go their separate ways. The lioness put on quite a show as it grappled with a zebra foal. The predator seemed to want to play with its prey before enjoying a satisfying feast. The alarmed adult individuals watched the heart-wrenching scene with horror, but none of them dared to come to the aid of the little one. If you're ever asked why you came home later than usual, you can confidently say that you were at a fight club. And it would be absolutely true, because you were actually watching an exciting fight between two hares, honing their combat skills on each other. The hyenas were so confident in their strength that they were not afraid to attack a large elephant. However, the elephant showcased its power and devised an effective way to quickly disperse the intruders. The lioness desperately clawed at the body of its prey, trying to gain the upper hand. But the zebra was not about to give up so easily and did everything possible to make its attacker suffer as well. The kangaroo noticed a dog nearby and immediately went into defense mode, shifting from one leg to another in the water, like a true boxer. Barking furiously, the dog approaches the opponent, but receives a punch to the face. After a quick exchange, the dog foolishly goes back for more, and this time risks being drowned. Miraculously, the dog manages to dodge the kangaroo's strong paws and escapes to safety. It decides to skip the next round. 4 lionesses were peacefully resting when a feisty buffalo quickly disrupted their tranquility. 3 of the lionesses managed to escape the danger, but one of them had to play a game of hide-and-seek, taking cover behind a tree. Attacking a lone individual with a whole group may not be humane. However, such a notion doesn't seem to bother the lion pride. The lions pounce on the buffalo, aiming to sink their claws deep into its skin and bring it down. It could have ended tragically for the unfortunate buffalo, but unexpectedly, its fellow herd members came to the rescue, and they certainly gave a good beating to the assailants. The naive young piglet should have been more cautious during walks near bodies of water. You never know what toothy creature might be lurking there. It's a lesson for the future. Another Lion King and its royal entourage wanted to savor the tender meat of a hedgehog. However, they too had to first deal with the spiky shield of the mammal, so the mission turned out to be impossible. Thank you for embarking on this thrilling journey with us on Wild Battle. If you enjoyed witnessing the incredible battles, fierce rivalries, and mesmerizing hunts of the wild, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments below.